The Black Grimoire, A Night in Savannah. Subscribe and watch more horror stories on Knock Knock Horror. Dark clouds churned across the sky that evening. The wind had turned cold and restless, carrying the unmistakable smell of an approaching storm. In a dense forest just outside Savannah, Georgia, a small crew of construction workers had been digging into the earth for nearly 3 days, following the orders of a strange, wealthy man who had hired them through a local contractor. Deep in those woods stood an old plantation mansion, abandoned for over a century, its windows broken, its walls choked with vines. Locals avoided the place. Some said it was cursed. Others simply said it was unlucky. But the man who hired the workers didn't care about superstition. His name was Nathan Cole. "Boss," one of the workers called out, wiping sweat and rain from his face. "The weather's getting worse. Maybe we should stop and finish tomorrow." Nathan didn't even turn around. "No," he said flatly. "Whatever's down there comes up tonight." The workers exchanged uneasy glances. They'd been digging for days without finding anything except rocks and roots, and the constant unease of working near that mansion was wearing on them. "We've dug so much already," another worker muttered. "There's nothing here. What is he even looking for?" No one had an answer. They kept digging anyway, driven by the money Nathan was paying them, far more than the job should have been worth. Then, just as the rain began to fall harder, a shovel struck something solid. "Wait, something's here," the workers shouted. "Dig it out! Dig it out!" The crew gathered around, clearing away wet soil with their hands until they uncovered it. An old iron box, corroded with rust, its surface covered in strange carved symbols that none of them recognized. Just looking at it sent a chill through the group. "This thing looks evil," one worker whispered, stepping back. "I don't like this." "Move," Nathan snapped, shoving. Hesitated. Just a local woman. Troubled. She jumped. "That's terrible." "Yes, ma'am." He finished cleaning. "I need to head home. I don't stay here after dark." "Wait, can you bring me food first?" "I can't, ma'am." "I'm sorry." He headed for the door. "Let's go." His phone rang before he reached it. He answered. A woman's voice. "Walter, this is Ashley Cooper. My plans changed. I'm arriving tomorrow at noon instead. Please have the office open then." Walter turned around very slowly. Ashley was sitting at the desk 10 feet away, looking at him, face screaming in fear. His phone dropped. "Who just called you?" Ashley asked. Walter couldn't speak. Then a hand closed around his throat from behind. Not Ashley's hand. Something else's hand. Ghost. 2 months earlier in Redrock, Texas, a man named Robert Greene had passed the Railroad Administration exam with the highest score in the state. He came home and told his wife Gloria. "House. Gloria, I got the position. Interview is tomorrow. Our lives are about to change." Gloria held his face in her hands. "Our daughter is going to get that school. The good one," smiling face with smiling eyes. But at the interview the next day, Robert discovered the position had already been given to someone else. Someone with connections. Someone whose father knew the right people. Someone with far lower scores. Robert went home and wrote a letter. He was found the next morning. Broken heart. Gloria took their daughter to the station office to demand justice. "My husband earned that position. Whatever is happening here is wrong. Someone needs to answer for this." The watchman Walter shoved her out the door. Gloria stood on the platform alone with her daughter and the knowledge that nobody was coming to help them and nothing was going to change. 2 weeks later, she came back to Ironwood Station alone at night. She did not leave. Ghost. The next morning, a new train arrived at Ironwood Station. A young woman stepped off with a suitcase and looked around the empty platform. Ashley Cooper, new station master, completely unaware, listened to the rain hammer the roof and watched the empty streets of Hollow Creek through the windshield and thought about what a strange place this was. Then he heard the bells. "Let's go." Not church bells, not wind chimes. Something smaller, something ankle height. The kind of sound that comes from decorative bells sewn onto the hem of a dress. Rhythmic, deliberate, moving through the rain. Daniel rolled down his window slightly and looked out. The street was empty. The bells got louder. Then a voice, low, wrong, coming from directly behind his car. "Time to go." The laughter that followed was not human. Daniel didn't remember making the decision to get out of the car. He just found himself standing in the rain with the door hanging open and something pulling him backward by his collar, and the last thing anyone in Hollow Creek heard was his voice cutting off mid-scream. Face screaming in fear. By morning, the only evidence that Daniel Webb had ever been in Hollow Creek was his rental car, still parked on Route 9, driver's door open, interior soaked through, with deep drag marks in the mud leading away from it toward the old Hargrove ruins at the edge of town. His body was never found. Skull. The Hargrove ruins had been the central feature of every Hollow Creek nightmare for 30 years. They sat at the far end of Creek Road, the collapsed remains of what had once been the grandest house in 3 counties, burned to the foundation in 1994 under circumstances that the official report called undetermined, and that every Hollow Creek resident called something else entirely. Don't go near the ruins. Every parent in Hollow Creek told every child from the time they were old enough to understand the words. Don't go near the ruins. Don't go near them in the day. Never go near them at night. Never go near them in the rain, anxious faced with sweat. The town council, led by Mayor Gerald Stanton, who had held the position for 22 years, reinforced this with official policy. No trespassing signs. A chain-link fence. A sound from the empty platform. Not a train. Not the wind. Something quieter than both. Like a woman who has been waiting for a very long time and is finally, deciding whether to stay or go. Dove. The end ghost.